COVID-19 death toll rises to 2,649 in India. Total number of COVID-19 cases rises to 81,970. Number of active COVID-19 cases rises to 51,401. Maharashtra continues to remain the worst affected COVID-19 state in India with 1,019 deaths. 27,919 people have been discharged from the hospital. Let's go across to my colleague Ashish Parekh, who joins us from the newsroom with more inputs on it. Well, Ashish, very good morning to you. Maharashtra continues to remain the worst affected COVID-19 state in the country. Why is it that Maharashtra is struggling to contain the spread of the deadly virus? Would you know?
This has been a pattern that we've been seeing over the past few weeks, wherein the number of cases are rising and Maharashtra has been topping the charts. Of course, you have a lot of measures being taken by the Maharashtra government to make sure that they contain the virus. But having said that, there are a lot of hotspots, in fact, especially in Mumbai, which are now throwing up new cases. And one thing that would probably come as a respite to a lot of authorities is that most of the people who are testing positive are people who are under quarantine or are primary or secondary contacts of people who already tested positive. So that is one silver lining on all of these cases. They're not reporting cases of people randomly just walking around the street. So that is something that will come as a massive respite to the authorities, as so that they would believe that the situation is under control and most of the people who are tested positive are in the loop that they have prepared as of now, as far as the number of COVID-19 cases are concerned in Maharashtra or in Mumbai. Now, breaking down the numbers as far as the country is concerned, you have 3,967 new cases being reported. That means almost 4,000 new cases have been reported over the past 24 hours, and all of this comes under on the background of the fact that you have a lot of restrictions being eased across the country, and there is a lot of vehicular movement. There's a lot of activity going on across the country. So would that really affect would that really mean there is a spike in the number? That is something we'll find out over the next few days, because of course it does take time for the virus for the symptoms to show up, and also there is a certain incubation period. So how much of an effect will this lockdown, easing of lockdown have on the numbers is something that remains to be seen over the next few days, probably the next week or so. Then that is when we'll actually understand how much of an effect the easing of lockdown really has had on the number of, on the tally that we are seeing as of now. But clearly one thing that is visible as of now is that though there is no significant spike in the number of cases reported from the country, there is a very clear, pattern that we're looking at. The number of cases is hovering around 3,000, 4,000 mark, and the number of deaths also is increasing every passing day. So this is something that the authorities will have to look at. Of course, they are trying to make sure that the economy is back on track and the situation is brought under control, so that they can the country can fight the pandemic better. But having said that, is that coming at the cost of human lives? That is something that needs to be looked at, and is something that the authorities will have to scrutinize. Of course, they have a proper plan to make sure that the easing of lockdown is in a staggered manner and does not really affect the country's fight that the country has put up over the past couple of months. But at the same time, the one thing that they would be looking at is that they would try to contain the virus and focus on the hotspots and the containment areas, because that is where the virus starts spreading outside. The pandemic spills over to the other areas. They will make sure that they focus on those areas. Absolute complete lockdown over there, and the staggered relaxation that we've been looking at, that will continue over other places, not just in in Mumbai and Maharashtra, but also across the country. This is the pattern that the government is looking forward to follow the next few days.